Good evening, Raskin enjoyers. I hope you're doing alright, because it's time for the Abnormal Barders. Tonight we have a lot of skins. In fact, the only skin that is not abnormal tonight out of all these skins that you see here is the SAR. All of these we are going to chase after, which might be a little bit complicated because there's a lot to run after. But anyway, abnormal skins. You might be sitting there wondering, what on earth are they? Well, if you could just quickly look at the description right now, you'll see at the very top of the description 2 videos I provided. The first video is a 60-second long short video which will quickly explain what abnormals are. It will showcase that they appear marketable before the rust door even rotates. And well, that's a super useful advantage for us because we can figure out prices right now and we know exactly when those skins are going to become marketable. So if we know what prices we want to offer, we'll have a race to put those barders down, and hopefully in the future we'll be able to pick up these skins for a cheaper price. And that does happen quite a lot. You'd be surprised. So, okay, that's cool. But in this particular instance with this SAR, that's a regular skin. That will only become marketable when the rust rotates tomorrow. Normally we have a lot more regular skins, but in this particular week it's just one. So, okay, fair enough. Cool. So if you're still not 100% sure how, how abnormals work, how to identify them and whatnot, well, consider watching the second video in the description. It's about 20 minutes long, but it'll go over everything in regards to abnormals. Like, after that, after you watch the video, you'll basically understand everything. And you'll understand how super useful it is to, chase after them, because we can get an early insight in regards to whether these skins actually have good demand. Looking at that Thompson, for example, we're going to need to see that because, you might have noticed some problems with the amount of listings we're starting to see with the skins here for the Heat Seeker skins. It's a fun time. So you get it's an extra bit of reassurance. All right, like some of the skins here today, they are selling quite a lot as well, like this small box. But after the barders tonight, are they going to go all the way up to the rust door price, or are they going to get like nowhere near? It helps with trying to figure out if you actually want to buy straight from the rust door. Let's get started then. Let's start going through all the skins and figure out what prices we might want to offer. Heatseeker Thompson. We've already gone through all the details in regards to how useful and effective the transparency is. In short, there are other Thompsons in the game that compare to this. The Dylan Zito Twitch drop and the recent Winnie Twitch drop. Both of them were given away for free fairly recently. Chances are you already own those skins. In terms of the transparency, is it insanely pay to win? Not really. It doesn't really compare that much compared to like the MP5 and the SAR. They had absurd amount of like transparency. This one, not so much. It's a bit more like grounded. So it's still good. It's still useful, and it is still a Heatseeker skin. It's just it's not as insane compared to these two. And these sold absurd amounts. In theory, right, that very likely sold a lot more than just 39,000 subscribers, and I gave a solid guess. It really wouldn't surprise me if that probably did actually like 100,000 sales, because again, we can only see the subscriber counts, and subscriber counts are the bare minimum sales. That basically points out and says that this particular Thompson right here has got 32,144 individual people that have bought it. So we don't know how many skins they bought each, but we know at least that amount of people have bought the skin, right? Understood? Cool. So you could theorize that, the vast majority of people just bought one for themselves. Maybe a good portion of them bought 2, one extra one. I'll buy one, I'll sell one, and maybe I'll make a bit of profit. But then there's also the amount of people that like to buy 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, maybe even 1,000, hoping and expecting these skins to go up in price and become an easy profit, right? So with that now sitting here at 32,000 subscribers, basically, if we go back to my 48-hour analysis, when I always make assumptions in regards to how many sales each of the skins will likely reach, yes, I make some solid guesses, I thought that was going to do between 30 to 34,000 subscribers. And I said if it lands at around there, I expect the Thompson to still retain its value, and I do expect it to do a decent job of like keeping up with all the other skins. But once we finish the summertime, I then expect problems. What on earth are you on about? Well, basically, we are now expecting a lot of people to start turning up. As of tomorrow, it will be June Force White. And if you could look at last year, we had a lovely batch of months from June to August 2024. We had over 90,000 average player count. That was a very high number last year. But of course, with recent times, with what's been going on, we're casually just sitting above 100,000 now. I don't know what caused it, but I'm not complaining. But what will this summer entail? Will we just casually stay above 120,000, for example? That would be awesome. And in theory, with a lot more people playing, there will be a higher demand for skins. And that means, with more people playing, more demand for skins, higher skin prices. We're going to see a lot of skins reach new all-time highs. With a lot more people playing the game, a lot more people will see this collection. And when all the kids, with their vacation from school and whatnot. When they hear pay-to-win skin, they'll probably spend their pocket money on those. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. So I honestly believe these are going to be pretty solid throughout the summertime. But once we hit September, October, November, oh yes, he's already beginning. The dreaded autumn fall seasonal dip, it tends to be a lot worse compared to the springtime, right? September, October, November is where kids go back to school. Less people playing the game, lower skin prices. So, unfortunately, these will then expectedly go down in price. So you might want to make, if you bought some already, you might want to make consideration to sell them at some point within the next month or two. That's what I'm just going to point out. Now, as you can see here, we do have a collection continuation. So the collection is still keeping up, and the skin creator in his comments has basically said that he does, what he intends to do next. So this does have a transparent aim sight, just to point out. But over to here, he has essentially said that he wants to do the SAP next, and the LR300, and then a bolt action rifle. That's his current plans as of now. I know he is trying to make a transparent SAP work, but we'll see what happens, because I don't think that could really be done. However, more skins the merrier. Keeps the interest with the collection. But this Python, it's not super unique. There are other Pythons like it. Bombshell Python, Redemption Python, Blackout Python, they all have the same amount of transparency. Now, if I were to hop back over to my YouTube, you very likely would have seen this by now. I always put out tons of shorts showcasing skins on the workshop, but in this particular one right here, yes, it's actually 3 minutes long, but it's dedicated to pointing out that the aim sight you see there, it's exactly the same for all of those Pythons. And if that were to be accepted, that would probably be about $3, maybe $2.49. What I'm saying is, we're now probably going to start seeing heat seeker skins that don't retain their value, because there are other options available and whatnot. It would be nice to see still, and I'd welcome it. But if we start to see some skins go down in price, will we start seeing all of them starting to have a bit of an awkward time? We'll see. So anyway, 32,000 subscribers at the moment. Is that likely to hold up? I am in the position of I expect it to, but I do expect it to drop off a fair bit at some point in the future. I do believe the Heatseeker collection will do quite nicely as time goes on. And I'm talking about in a year's time, the year after that and whatnot. But in general, Thompson's, they're a bit 50-50. The skins that, I'm talking specifically about. It is a nice, useful bit of transparency. It is essentially more pay-to-win compared to all the other marketable skins. I think in terms of builders, I'm going to probably do $1.50 to $2.30. In the long term, more specifically, after the summertime, I won't be surprised if I pick up a whole bunch of these. But in the further future, I won't be surprised if I end up being able to flip them for a much better price. I really do feel like eventually, as time goes on, the MP5 and the SAR will actually get somewhere nice. But it's just going to take a while, because there's a tons of purchases happened. This has been a lot more reasonable in terms of its sales, but still a lot more compared to the AK. And let me tell you, that AK is doing pretty good at the moment, isn't it? But that's basically succeeded because it was like the first skin out the full set. What's it? It's $20, right? Almost. Sorry, it's my currency. There you go, 19. It's been fluctuating, but now that looks like it's just riding the coattails of the success of the transparent aim sights. Like, if that came out now, I honestly don't think it would have been that price. I think it would have been struggling because the aim sight now, it's not super helpful. Nothing like the MP5 and the SAR. So point made, blah, 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 yap. Okay, cool. Price is written down, correct? Good. Right then. So if you want to go a little bit stronger in that, you're more than welcome to do so. But last week, when I did a build on the MP5, yeah, I got dumped on. I bought all the ones I did with my stronger builder. I worry about that MP5 once we hit around October time. October time, that's where we tend to see most skins reach their lowest point for the year. Also, it's a great time to buy. Just saying. So, all right, cool. Fair enough. Bamboo cage. We've had quite the discussion with this because it's very transparent. It's very green. It doesn't glow in the dark. Two very useful things to bring up. You could put that in the jungle foliage, in the forest bushes and whatnot. It can easily be hidden. Yep. It's not too hard to hide amongst the green foliage and the plants and whatnot. Also, with its transparency, you can make certain builds in a way in which you can use that for peaks. It's super easy to look through. I also have to bring up as well, we have a large box. There is a version 2 for large box right now on the workshop. Do you reckon we'll see that potentially being accepted? And after all the talks about the peaks and whatnot, that's a lot more durable. Maybe a lot of people would actually appreciate that. Just saying. So anyway, the usefulness of the small box might be debatable. It's not super durable, but it's very easy to make. It's only 100 wood. So maybe not that many people will be too upset with the likes of that. Okay, cool, understood. But $2.49 and small box skins in general. Typically, we would prefer to have like a glow in the dark small box, wouldn't we? Something that's nice and useful for storage at night time. Well, that isn't that. But with its other advantages in other scenery and whatnot, it's actually super, super useful. Not too long ago, I had like a nice showcase of various different green small boxes in the jungle foliage compared to the fireflies. That glows in the dark and it's super easy to see at night time. But I did bring up like a frog small box, and tier 3 small box, which you can see right there. They do excellent in the jungle foliage. Well, this right here, with its transparency, it just gets lost. It just gets lost. It's, yeah, so I'm not joking, it's silly. So anyway, I have to question this a lot. People clearly do like this. I put a short video out, and I put it on TikTok as well. That got, in total, 7,000 views. Not that much in theory, but at least 7,000 people are aware of it. I am looking at this, and I'm questioning it a lot, but I'm like, that doesn't just get 24,000 subscribers just like that, just for a joke, just for no. Like, people clearly like it, and people clearly see an interesting future with that. But small boxes, do they ever really go up in price that much? In fact, what is the most expensive one? So let's go ahead and take a look at that, and you might be surprised to find out that the most expensive one just so happens to be super transparent as well. It's the cargo heli storage. Oh, okay then. That did 25,800 subscribers 5 years ago. Let me tell you, there wasn't that many people playing back then, but still did that amount. And look at it now. Look at how it's flourished. Okay? So that did what we would call absurd amount of sales now, but back then, like, well, more specifically, back then it was a lot more absurd. Right now, 25,000 isn't too crazy, but that flourished. That did wonderfully. Now, you could take a look at sales history and see how long it took to get to that point. And yes, I have bought a few apparently. But it was just kind of doing effort for a while. And then, now that also happens to be the offline TV era. So it greatly appreciated that. And then ever since then, it's just been trending upwards. But now recently it has kind of been trending downwards, sort of. Overall, it's still very nice, high price. I don't think anybody will complain if the bamboo box matched up to that or something. But you're not going to see that happen for quite some time. Because again, that took years to get to that point. Bamboo, well, we'll see. We'll question it, but I am looking at you with some positivity and well, some pretty good interest. But I'll help you out a little bit later, hipster. With this small box, I think I'm going to probably do $1.50 to $2. I think that probably will tip in price initially, maybe for the first month or two, based on the fact that I think a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to do a quick flip profit. And, initially we'll probably see a few people trying to dump theirs because, other people tend to be pretty dumb. But as we go through the summer and when more people become aware of it, I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up going up in price quite nicely. Might be a nice, slow, graceful rise. Yes, but if you're patient, you could probably walk away with some very decent profit. You might have to wait a while. But again, if we see like the large box being accepted, if we see like a locker or some like a sheep with a door made out of that, we'll see. But anyway, oh, actually no, like a chair and a table would be pretty sweet. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, what about a rug? Yes. Okay, but that'd be pretty sweet. Anyway, yeah, if there's a whole collection that gets made out of it, I think that would actually appreciate it quite a lot. Yes. Okay, so yeah, $1.50 to $2. If you go a little bit stronger, by all means, jump on. You're more than welcome to do so. But yeah, I'm looking at that very curiously. All right, then. Twisted metal sheep in the door. I don't trust sheep in the doors. Nope. Sorry to say, but no. Yes, it's twisted metal. Looks cool. Doesn't glow in the dark though. But yeah, oh, that's doing good, isn't it? Nope, down 30. That's doing down 60. Sheep in the doors. How are we doing? What about all the ones just specifically this year then? Oh, okay then. Yeah, some of them are doing all right, but down 42, down 53, down 53, down 44, down 57, down 55, down 62, and down 52. Yeah, oh dear. Transparent and glows in the dark. Blends in very nicely with the brand new jungle building skin. Those are doing all right. But you, I'm sorry to say, you're very likely going to end up like all the others. Essentially, I wouldn't be surprised if that goes down to less than $1. So my suggestion would be 60 cents to 80 cents. Being nice and straightforward with you. Cool. Right. Black Alligator Tier 2. I look at this with positivity. Main fact is that, well, Black Alligator, you have sold quite a fair bit less compared to Tier 3. Now, going back over to my suggestions with the Saturday 48-hour analysis, I actually thought the Black Alligator was going to do between 14 to 17,000 subscribers. Looking at it now, well, it's actually sold less. It's undersold with my expectations. Oh my. So here's the situation then. Is it bad for the tier 2? No, but it's bad for the tier 3. We have seen boots and gloves being submitted to the workshop as well. So here's the roadside gloves. And of course, we do have boots. There's also a version with eyeballs in them as well. So if we were to see that in the next Rust store or at some point a Rust store in the near future, yes, that tier 2 will spike a spike in price. And the tier 3 very likely will still as well. But with this doing over 22,000 subscribers each, and this only sitting here at around 12,000 subscribers each, you could clearly see the issue of, oh no, these have sold a little bit too much. But we would never have guessed because, well, this was, accepted at a different time compared to this. It's awkward, but this does happen. And the best example of this happening in the past would be the Abyss collection, the Abyss Tier 3. That started off with Tier 3 as well, but that sold a little bit too excessively initially, with subscribers up to about 27,000 subscribers. And then when it came to the Tier 2, when that released, well, that only did about 15,000 subscribers. And then the Hoodie and Pants only did 14,000 subscribers. So what happened? Well, whilst you could get like so many full complete sets with the Hoodie and Pants in the Tier 2, there's an excess amount of these, 10,000 extra subscribers. That means more of it on the Steam market, more of it on third-party sites. The price, oh no, down 54, down 47. Whereas all of these, they're in the positive. So yeah, that's very likely the future for Black Alligator Tier 3. Oh no. But the Tier 2, as you can see with what we just saw with the Abyss collection, so as long as it remains fairly in demand, that should be alright. Now again, we still anticipate boots and gloves. We still anticipate Hoodie and Pants. That has sold a very reasonable amount. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see it. We could still see the proper finish, like the complete collection of the tyre collection. We're still hoping for Tier 3, and tyre Tier 3 version 2 has been submitted. But I wouldn't be surprised if Black Alligator is the other Black Hat alternative for this year. As in, well, we've already got 2 core pieces, so let's see what Face Punch wants. Let's see what they do. But yeah, boots and gloves are there, and I think we'd welcome it. I think we'd appreciate it. Prices then. So for the kilt, I'm going to probably do $1.20 to $1.60, and for the vest and the helmet, 90 cents to $1.30. That'll be my suggestion. Yep. Cool. Cocoknight Backpack. So this is obviously intended to pair up with the brand new, coconut armor that we have here, the wood armor. But how often are you using wood armor? How often are you skinning your wood armor? Regardless, it's still a very cool, like, makeshift DIY type of design. That's nice. And what I do want to bring up to you as well is there is a bandana submitted to the workshop. So yes, okay, cool. That certainly is a bandana. But is that going to cause the backpack to spike a price? I don't think so. Not really. This is $2. We have got quite a lot of large backpack skins. I know a lot of people keep complaining, why don't we have small backpack skins? Because they're not skinnable. Yeah, Face Punch never made them skinnable. I don't know. I don't know. All right, anyway. Yeah, whilst we do have a few starting to go up in price now, which is interesting to see, the majority are still in the negative, and I can't help but assume that's going to go down in price as well. I don't have that much faith with backpacks. Very sorry to say. So what would be my suggestion? Well, you know what? What is the cheapest backpack? I want to find out that real quickly. It's probably the metal one that was like the first one to be accepted. You'll see it in a minute, I'm sure. And, oh, there you go, yep. Hard suit. Oh, dear. So that's down to 75 cents. But it goes up to $1 pretty quickly. So you know what? In terms of the price that I'm going to suggest for that, I'll probably do like 80 cents to $1.10, something like that. Be a little bit higher. Because I noticed with my lowball barders and backpacks, they've been a little bit too low. But then again, prices are improving at the moment. Maybe 70 cents to $1. We'll go with that. 70 cents to $1 should be a better option. Yeah, we'll go with that. So, okay, halfway. But I don't have that much faith in it. Yeah, it's done just over 10,000 subscribers. But I don't really care for it. Sorry to say. Right then. All or Nothing large box. We have seen a collection continuation. It is right over to here. We have the sheep minute up door. It is a version 2. I don't know if this is going to be accepted because I've started to see some sheep mid-door Twitch drops appearing on the workshop. But, it wouldn't surprise me. Last year when we had Bellum 2, the Twitch event, Face Punch accepted some sheep mid-doors. Even though we had free ones in the available. I know, they're funny sometimes. But that is there. That is a collection continuation, and I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate it. Now, large box, you have sold a respectable 9,570 subscribers. Not an insane amount. You do glow in the dark very brightly. It's very, very bright. I put out a short video showcasing that. I think people could appreciate it. It's just I don't think it's going to be all right instantly. Like, look at the garage door, for example. It's half in price, but garage door's like a whole different type of problem. Large boxes, you take a look at these, and even though we've got lots of collection continuations and ones involved in collections and whatnot, well, down 32, down 28, down 37, down 58, down 15, down 56, down 4 last year. Christmas skins, not surprising, but that's up 78. That's up 79. But then, like, down 21, down 48, down 19, down 46. Oh dear, oh dear. Shadowborn, down 14. So it's a bit all over the place. But in regards to what I'm looking at here, I'll probably do 80 cents to $1.20. A decent buy order. I wouldn't be surprised if I pick up some of them, but don't expect, like, the price to instantly go up or anything. But if we do see the collection continuation, oh yeah, actually, hang on a minute. Whoa, that actually might work out quite nicely, so cool. But let me point out there is a large box Twitch drop on the horizon. I've seen it. It's also very, 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 very bright, so okay, fair enough. Both the tools here, 60 cents to 80 cents. Very sorry, but LR300s. I know there is apparently a buff. Apparently you're going to be able to whip them out faster. Doesn't matter. I'm still expecting that to go down to like $1 or less. And the same applies to here with the salvage swords. Sorry to say, but like, look at all the skins here. Down 56, down 24, down 60, down 50, down 49, down 52, down 50, down 49, down 52, down 50, down 50. Yeah, point made. They're all about $1. Yeah, 60 cents, 20 cents. Very straightforward. So, okay, cool. That's all said and done. So for our only regular skin, we have the Coxar. Now, I know you're going to sit there and say, ha, 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 but we kind of did that with the AK, and the AK didn't do that much better. So we just quickly go back over to here, look at the AK. That was the one that came out, like, what, a month or so ago? Well, look at it now. It's half in price. Oh, dear. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, it was silly. Ha, ha, ha. But it still went, like, down. It lost $1 of its value. There isn't that much interest. But I will sit here and say it's doing better compared to most AK-47s. So my best answer to you, where, you know, typically SARs tend to behave the exact same way as AKs, this very likely will go down a price, but it'll probably still perform slightly better compared to all the other SARs. Now, not the Heatseeker SAR, but like, instead of going all the way down to $1, it might be like $1.10. That doesn't sound very appealing, does it? No, sorry. So, yeah, I'll probably do like 70 cents to 90 cents for that one, a little bit higher. I could still see it work out quite nicely. It's just, to a point. But yeah, I think people will be throwing that in the Steam market and forgetting about it. Sorry to say. The collection might progress quite nicely, but then even... Yeah. All right, fair enough then. So that's everything. Okay, cool. What can we expect with tomorrow? Number one, I expect an early rust rotation because it's going to be a force wipe. June force wipe is, of course, tomorrow. Not a massive update, but there are still some tweaks, some changes, some buffs, some nerfs. You get the idea. When the actual blog post comes out tomorrow, you'll be able to see everything. But like I said, LR300s are apparently going to deploy a fair bit quicker, and the MP5 is going to get a durability increase. Ooh, wow, okay. And, of course, like floor and ceiling wallpapers, some other changes, whatnot. Blue lights, apparently, as well. Yes. So, with a proper big update such as this, Force Wipe, the Rust Store tends to rotate early. I would expect it to appear around 6 o'clock in the evening UK time, London time. So if you know your time zone compared to the UK, figure that out right now, because some of you are probably watching the video right now on a Thursday, and look at the skins and make a consideration if you're going to go buy those skins right now. Point made. Cool. Yep. So, yeah. Early Rust rotation. Be prepared. Cool. Now, if you want to be aware of some new skin submissions, well, consider watching my most recent Rust Workshop Skin Checks video for June 3, 2025. I point out that we have the collection of the brand new Twitch drops, so we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, I talk about all the collection continuations, which are chaptered right there. Lots of very interesting things. Let's go give you a nice quick little preview. So if we could just hop over to here. Here's the Rust Workshop Skin Checks. I'll point out another spinning wheel skin has appeared on the workshop. Cool. We've got some interesting sleeper bags, some green ones. Oh, hang on a minute. Hold on a second. What's that? Uh-oh. It's the return of the Neon Storage Collection. Well, the small boxes specifically. Sorry, lost my tongue. So, yes, could we see a resurgence of that? And if I were to ask you, what small box would you like to see next? Feel free to comment below. So that's there. Cryo's there as well. There's the bamboo large box. We also happen to see another collection continuation, Jungle Sheep and the Door version 2 with the Panther and the Tiger, looking very pretty. Got lots of garage doors. We also have some wooden double doors. Whittled Bloom double door finally appears. Yippee! I actually asked for that. But then we also happen to see like Cobalt Jungle Container Sheep metal double door. I think a lot of people appreciate that. Just saying. So that's also looking cool. We've got some hammers. We've got a satchel charge. Haven't seen a satchel charge skin being accepted in a year and a half. Ever since Christmas 2023. Loads of tools. There's the Heatseeker Python. Oh, hang on a minute. Have you seen this? Yes. Cybercore Collection has returned. With the success of Heatseeker Collection, the skin creator clearly noticed, and he's gone ahead and put out a transparent aim sight and a custom SMG. And this very likely will be the beginning of a lot more. So if Vase is allowed to have it with his Heatseeker Collection, surely Fresh can have it with many other Cybercore skins. Because let me remind you, he got only the MP5 accepted. Maybe we could see that get a resurgence. We shall see. And maybe his AK will actually have transparency. Helpful transparency Vase. Anyway, so over to here, loads of AKs. We also happen to see a collection continuation. Croco AR, look at that. He's got lots of teeth. He's dark green, and he has a useful red aim sight. Yippee! So that's cool. So that's a nice, interesting option potentially. But let's scroll down over to here. What we see is the Black Alligator boots and gloves. We have a Phantom jacket, and there it is. Tier 3 version 2. Another attempt. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping for it. We waited 6 weeks. We never got the original one, so maybe this will be the one. We shall see. It might not be tomorrow. It might be the week after, or the week after that. We shall see. But that's something a lot of people are kind of like itching and waiting for, because that's the final core piece. But there is competition, because we have... you remember the backpack? You remember the backpack with the road sign? The road sign backpack? Yeah. The guy made a road sign tier 3 with a coffee can style face mask. I will give him the respect. That's actually a pretty cool, unique idea. I just don't know how he's going to do hoodie and pants. But, hey, maybe it'll work out nicely. Do you like it? Feel free to comment below. And I forgot, I never added this in my Rust Workshop skin checks video. Sleepyhead beanie, Sleepyhead burlap clothing with a beanie hat. For you, for when you're very sleepy and you need to go just lie in bed and whatnot, with the perfect burlap clothing for you. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate that. Right, so let's also quickly point out some interesting things on the commits. So as you can see, lots of stuff is being mentioned, but more specifically, it looks like we're getting some sort of brand new lights. I think it's either a change to the deluxe Christmas lights, where they're going to be like fairy lights. We have a lot more creativity in how you position them, how they like flow, how they slack and whatnot. It might just be a change, an adaptation to the deluxe Christmas lights, or it might be a brand new thing. Some people ask me, hey, is this actually the Christmas lights, you know, the original ones that came out in 2017? No. But yeah, as you can see here, fairy lights. So something's cooking. I'm not sure if that's going to come out soon. I'm not sure if that's going to come out for December 2025, Christmas time. We shall see. But something's cooking. They're working on something. Just want to bring that up. And then we have Abyss containers. Is this a brand new barrel, but for the Abyss DLC? I don't know. Nothing's really been properly said yet. Seaweed meshes. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, and barnacles. Yeah, that makes sense. So, okay, we'll keep an eye on that. Then we have a brand new Hazmat DLC being mentioned. Not the Warhammer one. A different one. A Pilot Hazmat DLC. Maybe it might still be the same one, but I don't think the Warhammer guys were running around with an M15 pistol. I'm just saying. But yeah, it looks like that's just been mentioned. But that still might take months. Do not be surprised, right? Just because they're working on something doesn't mean it's coming out very, very soon. But it still might as well, so be prepared for July. Cool. And then, yeah, Abyss containers again, we already said that. And then we have some sort of changes with the Jungle DLC storage, shelves and whatnot. Apparently they're going to allow small boxes to be put on shelves again. Perhaps there'll be like a rule to it. You can't have too many. We'll find out. But I think a lot of people are going to complain about that, as per usual. Cool, awesome. So, yeah. Right then, so that's everything that needed to be said. And of course, don't forget to take a look at TGG's top picks as well. I should have said that a little bit earlier. But 167 skins. So this was all the skins that submitted last week, and this is all the skins that are submitted this past weekend. So there's a lot of skins to choose from. Which ones will be accepted? Will it be the ones that you want most? Come on, be a little bit more realistic. I'm still hoping for that. That was a very cool idea. I really do like this. Yeah, it's just cool. Ta-da! Yeah. All right. So, chat and YouTube, with that, shall we now skip ahead and do the abnormal biotas. Okay. Right, there we go. So, let's go do those biotas. Come on, Hedge, wake up. I'm trying. Wait, am I here? Am I here? I am here. Right, okay. I am not awake. Heatseeker Thompson, where are you? There you are. 45. Okay, that's cool. And there we are. And thank you. Right. Black alligator kilt. Right. No, not yet. Okay, no. Come on. Show me. Show me. Show me. Should I do a quick barge on the second one here for the Thompson? I said I want to go all the way up to about $2. I'm looking at these guys here. They're making their moves as well. In the future, it's going to probably go... and there we are. That's a little bit higher. My currency's gotten stronger compared to the dollar. Right, so let's go back over to here and let's go quickly refresh here and no and refresh. Black out of the vest, coffee can, nope. What about the all or nothing box? Nope. Okay, there's the backpack. I was questioning you a fair bit. I was thinking about you, and I think I'll probably go do this right now. And do. All right, cool. And yep. What about over here? These two. Yep. No. Okay. Come on, show me the things I want to see. We already got that. Let's go put you over there. Right, quick refresh. No. Okay. Global barter, perhaps? Yep, we could do that. Why is the barter not appearing? No. Oh, ha. Right, okay. Seems I wasn't allowed to see that at a reasonable amount of time. Thanks, Steam. Right, so I said $1.50. Right, let's go do that then. And then over to here we have the black headed note. Okay, fair enough. Okay, now we got that then. Okay, let's go do that. And over to here. No. Okay, what about here? Come on, show me. I want it. All right, the kilt's not appearing fast enough. So what I'll do is I'll skip ahead now and we'll talk about the abnormal barter support. All right, we're back. It's been about a couple hours actually. So let's go ahead and take a look at the skins right now. And I can confirm to you we've got some interesting things going on. So over to here, the Heatseeker Thompson. This has barters going all the way up to, well, basically $2.30 and a little bit more. But it's not like the MP5. It's not like the SAR. It's still very good. It's just a little bit less, right? So again, in terms of what we see of the aim sight in this skin, whilst it's still very nice, pay to win, transparent aim sight, still not as insane compared to when you look at like the MP5 and the SAR. We've already gone through over this, right? That still looks like a perfectly fine thing that would likely retain its value for the foreseeable future. But it might just basically end up like the MP5, where it's still technically above the price it sold for, but if you bought it, you can't sell it for a profit. You are probably most likely better off with a buy order. And again, at some point, later on in the future, later this year, September, October, November, do not be surprised if these go down in price. Do not be surprised if you see a lot of these being listed, right? Yes, if we do see more continuations, all right, double thumbs up. I'd like to see it. But when does this stop? That's something I haven't really questioned yet. When does this all stop? Well, I dread the thought. Do you? Because when we stop seeing more of the skins being accepted for this collection, what happens to the collection afterwards? So, all right then. But a buy order, you're probably better off with a $2.50 barter. Try and get it for 50 cents cheaper. Like I said, you know, try and do like a $2, $2.30 barter. That's definitely possible. But it could still retain. Very likely it could still. But again, how many more listings are we going to see? It's only been a couple of hours. There's already 63 listings. So yeah. But in contrast, we have this bamboo cage, small box. Now, I've talked about the positives. Good for hiding in bushes and in the jungle foliage, the plants and whatnot. And of course, if you're going to try and make use of it for peaks, it seems doable. Not the most durable, but not exactly super expensive to grab the resources for. Cool look of design, and there is a potential collection continuation. The barter price goes all the way up to $2.25, and then kind of is around just above $2. For a $2.50 skin, this is looking pretty appealing. And considering another transparent small box skin we've seen in the past, the Cargo Heli one, is now selling for about $13, $14. I can't help but assume that actually might work out quite nicely. People seem to respect and appreciate something like that. Okay, fair enough, and that's a lot more visible compared to the Cargo Heli small box, just saying. You honestly probably could just go ahead and buy some of these. And I am questioning it now. I think this might have an interesting future out of it. Again, might not be huge instant profits, but if we see those continuations, and if we see more of the skins being made, table, chair, locker, that'd be cool. We'll see. But this honestly is looking like something you could consider buying. Now, looking at the barter support, like there's loads there. It's going all the way up, like through $1, above $1, all the way up to $2, slightly above $2. That's looking pretty sweet. I'm fine with that. That looks okay. So, okay, sweet. That's not looking too bad. And over to here, we have the black alligator kilt. Alligator. There we go. I can say it. Yes, talking too quickly. This is also looking very appealing. It's a $2 skin, and you got barders going all the way up to $1.70. Very close to its rust door price. Plenty of barders above and just around $1. Fairly decent amount climbing up all the way to $1.50 and above. Like, that's looking pretty sweet. That's looking pretty reasonable. And I can't help but feel a little bit of confidence that we will be seeing a collection continuation. I can't help but feel a little bit of confidence that we will be seeing this potentially spike and price ever so nice. Oh, yes. We saw it with the tier 3 initially when this appeared, but of course tier 3 now looks like it sold a little bit too much compared to this, just a little. But we are still anticipating hoodie pants, boots and gloves, and I'm thinking that's looking good. Like, you know how we just recently went through with the tire collection. That tire tier 2 went up a price ever so nice. We saw other pieces being accepted, didn't we? Yes. Don't you think the exact same thing will happen to that? And the amount of sales we're seeing for this tier 2. Only like 3,000 more sales, or rather 3,000 more subscribers compared to Tire Collection. So, like, you probably see very similar results. All right, well, take that into consideration. But yeah, that also looks like something you could buy. Honestly, yeah. But Smart Barter, maybe you could still probably do like $1.60, $1.70. Choice is yours, but yeah, that's looking pretty good at the moment. Yep. Black Alligator, other tier 2 pieces, they're only going up to $1.30 as suggested. As you can see here, plenty of support. Going through $1, above $1, and almost like up to almost $1.50. Yeah, this was to be expected. The other pieces don't normally get as much attention, but as time goes on, and if we do see like proper collection continuations, these other pieces very likely will rise up in price very nicely. Yeah, yes. So hoodie and pants or boots and gloves, will it happen? We'll have to wait and see. But with what we're looking at the moment, you're probably better off with a barter. If you generally wanted to buy both of these things, do $1.50 each. You'll most likely be able to pick them up for 50 cents cheaper. That wouldn't be surprising at all. All or nothing large box. That's looking to be okay. The barter suggestion, what was it? 80 cents to 1 to 20. The barters go all the way up to close to that. By tomorrow, will we see some more? We shall see. And again, if you're watching on the Thursday, if you're watching at like lunchtime, you've got to make a decision in regards to what you do with these skins. Are you going to buy them? Are you going to do barter? Because it is expected to be an early rust rotation. Just to repeat, you've got to make a consideration. Right, anyway. So, we've actually discussed this. A large box is suffering because, you know, people just rather use the DLC barrels or whatnot. Actually, that actually sounds like a plausible response. Yes. Well, some skins were still working out quite nicely, and if we do see another deplorable being accepted, like that Sheepman I mean, they'll probably appreciate that a lot, wouldn't it? Super bright, super noticeable at night time. I think people will like it, but with what we're looking at the moment, you're probably better off with like a $1.50 barter. Just to remind myself, what price did you sell for, or are you selling for? Yep, $2 as well. Yeah, $1.50, get it for 50 cents cheaper. That's fine. Yeah, that'd probably be a smarter approach. Cool, we'll go with that then. Cocoknight Backpack. I suggested like going up to like $1, and some people have gone above $1. Okay, fair enough. But is this still likely going down in price? Most likely. Wouldn't surprise me. But again, how often are you using your coconut armor, your wood armor, and whatnot? Feel free to comment below. I'd love to see it. I just don't really trust backpack skins. Every single one I chase after, I put a decent like bit of barders down. They get dumped on me, and their prices just stay down. In all fairness, most of that was the Christmas ones, and I should wait until December and then talk about whether that's a bad thing. But anyway. That right there, yeah, probably just better off putting like, you could probably put down $1.40 barter. Try and get that for fairly cheap. Wouldn't be surprising if you pull that off. But don't be surprised if it drops off. But will you be like some of the other ones where you just kind of have a bit of an iffy week or two and then you suddenly stay up in the positive? Don't do that to me. Didn't sell too ridiculously. But yeah, you're better off with a barter on that one as well. I would recommend that. Twisted Sheepman Adore, you are not going above $1. That is selling for $2. That's not, yeah, no. If you really want it, you could probably put down a $1 barter. I wouldn't be surprised in slices if you get that for $1 cheaper. Really wouldn't, all right? Could you sell it for a profit? Yeah. It's not like it's struggling with the sales. Just to quickly point out, 13,500. But yeah, I don't think that'll be retaining its price. You probably are better off with just a barter. And then we have the weapons. 60 cents to 80 cents for both of them. They do not look like they're going to be going over $1. Sorry to say, but yeah. So yeah, 60 cents to 80 cents seems to be the perfect option. So overall, whilst the Thompson looks like it's going to have the interest and probably still do a decent job of retaining its price, these two are definitely looking like better options in regards to should I actually buy something. The support they have, the amount of like the bars and whatnot. Whilst this has a lot, it still could easily go down pretty bad because a lot of people own them as well. There's a lot of people that could just unlist, load everything on the Steam market. You saw what happens in the MP5. And even the SAR. SAR still has like several hundred listings. Yeah, so point made. Okay, understood. We got it. Right, so is there anything to talk about? Twitch drops. So linked in the description right now, you'll see the link to this collection for Bellum Free, the Spanish event. June 25 to July 2nd, you're going to get some lovely looking Spanish Twitch drops. So I'm aware, or I've been informed, that apparently it's going to be 14 skins. 4 general, 10 specific skins for streamers. We haven't seen every single one of them yet, but this collection is slowly building up. This is like the official collection. This collection is made by TGG. So go ahead and give this a good look. Again, whilst the images that you see here might not be super useful to look at, if you actually click and look at the workshop pages themselves, you'll see that there's a lot provided. You can see a lot more, and that's a cool looking sheep door right there. Lovely. And over to here, Sheepman double door with the bunny girls, and over to here, a very nice golden looking double barrel shotgun that I think a lot of people might appreciate. Cool, 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 cool. Now, there's another Twitch drop that's appeared in the workshop. You just showed us that. Well, what if I just quickly go over to here and hover over this and oh, that's an interesting name right there, and that's an interesting looking skin right there. Yeah, we have a sheep made of double door again. A very nice glow in the dark duel between dragons, a tale of fire and ice. Oh God, look at that. That stands out beautifully. That's a lovely looking skin, and that'll be given away for absolutely free. But when? When indeed, yes. So, looks like there's another Twitch Drops event on the horizon. Maybe you should keep an eye on what Mr. FANCYORB is going to say on Twitter soon. Yep, so the link is provided there, and yeah, look at that. Another Twitch Drops event happening this summer. What a big surprise. Alright, cool. So, to all those people that are desperately asking for more Sheepman double doors, you're getting Twitch Drops. 2 Sheepman double door Twitch Drops are coming, and they look cool. Whether you like bunny girls or dragons, you should be satisfied. I hope. Anyway, cool. Point made. Lovely. So, yeah, tomorrow. What will the peak player count be? We shall see. All right? So, I hope to see a nice high number. But then again, Friday, Saturday, that'll probably still go up even higher. But it's not an insane, massive update, but it's still a nice thing to look forward to. And I'm sure lots of servers will be wiping and whatnot. And you're going to be enjoying yourself and the fireplace stuff, we'll see what becomes of that. There's also the queuing thing where if you're in a group, if one main person gets in, then you're all in or something. Yeah. We'll see if people are going to be happy about that. I'm not sure if that's being implemented in tomorrow. We'll find out. We'll see. But at the very least, the wallpapers, they will be coming out. So back over to here, if you go on items on SCM.app, you'll see that there's plenty of wallpaper to take a look at. Oh, God. There you go. So, yeah, all of that right there in front of you, looking ever so nice. And, yeah, $10 to $15, something like that, wouldn't surprise me. So, there you go. So, yeah, I hope you're looking forward to it. I hope you're going to enjoy yourself. And all I can sit here and say is thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. And best of luck with you and your investments. Let's see what skins get accepted tomorrow. But once again, just to repeat, I do expect an early roster rotation. Around 6 p.m. Yep, 6 p.m. London time tomorrow. Figure out the time zones. And yeah, that's it. So that's a wrap. Thank you very much for watching. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.